Hey guys, we need to talk because this has to be the most funniest thing that I have ever seen in a very long time. And oddly, this involves Ultraman, right? I know. All right, so let's just I can talk. Let's cut right to the taste. To the taste. Oh my god. Let's cut right to the chase. I'm sorry. All right. I mean, it's been a weird couple of days, So I'm tired. So if I mess up my words, I do apologize. So let me get right to it. Right. So I did like my usual, unboxing videos today. It's not really an unboxing. It's a weird series I do called "How to Properly Open an eBay Package," which, as some of you guys may know, that's not what really happens. So yeah, I got a couple of stuff today. I mean, we got Red King, and it's like it's funny how after so many years he's been around, they finally decided to paint him red. So okay, that's nice. Okay, pretty cool. And I get a freaking cookie. I don't know. I mean, doesn't really taste like anything. I mean, it's like tastes like shit, but whatever. It's what it is, right? So it looks pretty cool. He's pretty huge, though. I'm not gonna lie. He's like way bigger than I thought he was, right? I mean, you know what? Hold that thought. So we got good old some Ultra 7 right here, and it's like wow. They're actually size accurate for once. That's funny. So and we got this boy. He's pretty thick, not gonna lie. I mean, I'm like wow. You know, that's pretty cool. And we got this little pop. You know what? This is kind of funny. Why? Look at the. It's fat and you got skinny. Look at that. Look at Bemular. Look how tiny his arms are. Isn't that funny? It's like that Spanish show, Goldo de Flaca. For any Spanish speakers, for anyone that watches Spanish stuff like that. I don't know if you ever heard of that. All right, my mother, she always watches that show, Goldo de Flaca. That's kind of what that reminds me of for some. But that is nothing compared to what else came in today. Honestly, this has to be just the most weirdest thing to ever come out of existence. Bandai thought this was a good idea. We got freaking balls right here. We got Kaiju Nuts. I mean, just look at them. Just look how glorious that is, and their shininess. They're not exactly shiny, but you got like that kind of nice blue paint going on. Looks like veins. Look at that. Those are some thick veins. Now that's great. Well, without the tag. Do you hear that shit? Those are some strong ass balls. Look at that. Why did Bandai why'd you decide to do this? You know what? I'm just curious. Whose nuts are these? Are these Godzillas? I think these are Godzillas. And the only reason why I'm asking that is because I know with Playmates, I know with some of their Godzilla figures, the current ones, based off of Godzilla versus Kong, for some reason he's painted blue, even though in the movie he's not actually blue, which I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's kind of a weird choice, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, okay, so these are his nuts. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Are they yours? I mean, come on. I got these fresh out of the mail, and they only costed me like, I swear it didn't cost me $20 or anything like that. I mean, okay. I love how on the profile picture you got like on here says two. It's like, ooh, we're supposed to be excited. Nah, just put one, put three. I don't know. No, they had to put two to make it look perfect. It looks just like nuts. Come on, man. Why? Out of all the creatures you can make, Bandai, why'd you decide to make this? Come on. I don't know if I should laugh. I don't know. I'm trying so hard not to, honestly, like, I have so many jokes in my mind that I want to make, but, like, first of all, one, I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube because they're weird like that. I could get away with saying some things, but I can't get away with saying other things. So I don't know if I call them testicles, is my video gonna get? I don't know. Am I gonna get in trouble for saying that? I don't know. You know, it is kind of weird without the dick. You know what I mean? It's like these nuts. That's all you get. And it's like, what else can you really do with them exactly? You can't really do anything with them except just look at them. Look how glorious they are. You know what? Even better. Look, it even got like some freaking printing on there, right? If you zoom it, this is China. Yeah, that's all right. That's good. So these are fresh kaiju nuts made in China. That's great. Even though this is a Japanese toy, but that's okay. And oddly, they're balls of steel because they're quite strong. It's not soft. It's quite durable. So okay, that's pretty cool. But oh man, I thought about it too because of how tiny these are. Because they really are pretty small. That's the biggest downside from these. They're kind of cool to look at, but all in all, they are really, really small balls. That's the only upsetting thing. So, I mean, when you compare them to like Ultra 7 and all, I mean, it looks accurate, don't get me wrong. It looks pretty much how they're depicted. And in fact, I think they're a little smaller. So you know what? I take it back. I think the sizing is great. This is quite impressive. It'll definitely satisfy your lover tonight or so. I mean, hopefully. I don't know. Is your lover into blue balls? I don't know. I would assume no because they're blue balls. You know what I mean? So it's like you probably got kicked really hard or something. So now they're swollen. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe that's what happened. Maybe they're all like, they're all swollen and shit. Maybe that's why it got so many veins on there. You know what I mean? I mean, come on, man. I mean, at least they be clocking pretty good. You know what? This makes nice Christmas decorations. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you can say that about any Ultra figure. Don't get me wrong. If you decide to keep this on, it actually looks like a pretty cool tag just to put on your Christmas tree. And I get it. We're in October. It's not December yet. Look, I can't help it. Okay, even at my job, we already got Christmas trees up. Okay, so already it's like I guess we're gonna have to just go ahead and buy the presents. You know what? Can you imagine that if you have a friend that loves Ultraman so much, you wanted to buy him an action figure? You could have bought them anyone. You could have bought Gamora. You could have bought him Zedon or Ultraman Belial. You could have bought him that, right? No. Imagine if they bought him this and this. That it will be the most funniest shit ever if this is all they got for Christmas. I guess they were naughty this year for Christmas. I mean, I'm thinking with the wrong head, right? It could be just cold. We could pretend it's cold, right? No, you know what was the most funniest thing of all? This is a cruel prank. You know what you can do with these? These aren't just nuts. They are like nuggets, like chicken McNuggets. You know what I mean? It's like, can you imagine, like, your friend come over, you're cooking, and you're like, hey, I'm cooking some food here. And then your buddy's like, yeah, what you making? And then you're like, oh, I'm making some chicken nuggets. And it's like, oh, cool. And imagine actually frying these. You fried them. You give them to your friend. They take a bite, and it's like the worst possible flavor possible. You got, and now all of a sudden, your friend got, like, all plastic in his mouth and shit. And and it turns out they're kaiju nuts. That's what we did. We just put them in, and we sizzled them, we fried them, and good. And then you got a nice sweet set of balls in your mouth. So that's fantastic. But let's back it up just a little bit and let's talk about our good pals Bandai, or Bandai of Japan to be specific. Because look, like I mentioned, I ordered these shits online. This is not something you can find in a store. If you love Ultraman and you love the monsters and you want to buy the figures, too bad, because you have to go online and buy them for God knows how much just for one. Imagine paying $20 for this. Okay, at least this doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's kind of weird looking. But imagine paying more than $20 for this little shit. Do you know how tiny these are? You know how many people already complain that the monsters are not size accurate? Come on, look at it. Like, you see, he looks cool, but he's supposed to be bigger. You know what I mean? You hear that a lot. Heck, you even hear it from me, from my channel. I've been reviewing Ultraman figures lately. They've been doing pretty solid. I've been pretty surprised, right? So of course, I'm gonna keep on the grind. So it's like, again, Bandai. I'm sorry, I gotta talk about this, but like, out of all the creatures you can make, why are you trying to make this the most just weirdest one? And on top of that, you put two. Was this on purpose? Come on. Did you intentionally put two together to make it look like balls? Come on now. I don't want this to become a rant. We need some answers here. We need to know. Because they could have, you know what? Honest to God, it would have been fine if they just made like a big giant spear creature. That's all that they would have done so that it doesn't look so obvious. And it is possible. Look at Bolton. This is the freaking 4D dimensional kaiju. You see how nice it looked? I did a review of this not too long ago. Also, please check out that review. All right, come on, please. It's decent. You know, I describe all the details and all that in the sizing. So please go check out that toy review. And you know, look at that, the paint. You know, and it's decently sized. This is how he is. You know, and it's like it's cool. You can like roll him around. He's cool. You know, you can even throw him. You can do whatever you want with them. You know, honestly, this kaiju right here, I was least expecting to get an action figure, and I am so happy he did. Okay, well, technically, it's not an action figure; it's a vinyl figure. It's a spark doll or whatever they call it in Japan. I don't know. These things got different names. Okay, I don't know what the fuck they're really called at this point because the toy line keeps changing the name. It used to be Ultra 500 series. Now it's just Ultra series, and it's like, you know, okay, I get it. All right. It used to be based off of a weird gimmick, and now it's not. Okay, fine, I get it. All right. But please, enough with the confusion, okay? At least they're consistent with their numbers, sort of. But I'm just saying, I mean, just look at the sizing. You know what I mean? It's like, why not just make a big one, you know? I mean, they made Nurse ginormous, and he's not even supposed to be this big. I'm not complaining. I'm happy that he's at least nice and huge. I like this. Don't get me wrong. I really do. I mean, he's no okay. It doesn't taste very good, but you get what I mean, right? But in here, it's like, why? Why? What am I supposed to? You know, like, what am I supposed to do? All right, you know. All jokes aside, though, you know, let's cut the comedic parts. Let's actually be serious for a minute, right? So no more joking and no more putting stuff in my mouth. So let me explain, right? So obviously this is the spear creatures that's well they first appeared in Ultraman Dyna in the first episode, and with Ultraman Decker technically being kind of like a successor or a new generation of Dyna, because that's what Ultraman Trigger was. He was a new generation Tiga because he's an Ultraman species known as Tiga or whatever, right? Something like that. I don't know. Look, I finally started watching Ultraman Trigger. Okay, so I'm trying to get caught up with the lore because yes, there is lore. Listen, most Ultraman shows have a lot of lore that you have to kind of go through. So just keep that in mind. And yes, there is lore behind these little shits as well. Because basically, so in Ultraman Decker, they return, and now they're basically causing havoc, you know? So what's also neat is that they bring back like the old kaijus, but kind of do a little twist. So now you got like Spear Gamora and then Spear Red King. So obviously, yeah, that's why I made that comparison before. Where you see, this is his original. That's how he was back in 1966. Here he is in 2022. Why it took him so many years to actually make him red. And look, I get it. Josh, what about Ultraman Powered? Wasn't that version of Red King red? Yeah, but I don't really like to count that one because I didn't like the show at all, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, no hate, okay, towards anyone that likes Ultraman Power. That's what the show's called, right? You know what? I should probably Google that. You see, that's how much I care about the show, by the way. I don't even know what it's properly called, but I'm going to look it up anyway so that I don't end up triggering everyone. So, Ultraman Power. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Hold up. I don't even get like the show. I just get the superhero. Yes, I know that's his name. I don't know if the show has an alternate name though. Okay, so it does. I was wrong. It's called Ultraman the Ultimate Hero. More like Ultraman the Ultimate Failure because holy shit, I did not like the show at all, if I'm being honest with you. But this is not ranting about the show. This is ranting about why this is in existence. I'm not mad that this exists. I'm really not. I'm actually glad that they actually went as far as to create this kaiju in figure form. You think it's impossible, but it really isn't. So, Bandai, if you're going to be making figures like these, listen, you got to keep making like, you know, you got to bring back like the most weirdest ones from like the old TV shows. You just have to. Come on, man. I mean, honestly, the fact that they were able to get away with that and make Nurse, come on, anything is on the book. I'm just saying, like Bandai, please make more rare, bizarre creatures like this. Because this, like I say, it's impressive that you were able to do this, even though It still looks wrong, but whatever, Kaiju Nuts, it is what it is. So you know what? That's it. I'm done talking about it. We're not gonna go so much into it. You know what I mean? So this is already awkward. This whole video's been awkward. Uh, you know, I'm still convinced those are Godzilla's balls though, but that's fine. Whatever. At least he got some impressive testes. So until then, hope you guys enjoyed this weird ass video of mine. Hopefully I won't do weird shit like this again. I'm just saying, I just find it so hilarious, and I've been joking with this with my friends too. So to be honest with you, this video is more towards them than it is everybody. So, oh man, wherever, it is what it is. That's about it. All right. So, if you guys kind of like what you saw, if hey, if this is your thing, hey, go ahead. You can find them on eBay, and Hobby Link Japan if you want. Definitely. I even put a link too in my community tab, but that was like a very, very long time ago. So it should probably still be fresh. I don't know. I wouldn't know. So you gotta take a gamble. Don't mind that. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna end the video. In all seriousness. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.